necessary to brew Coors Light down as low as 34 degrees? Do the mountains really need to turn blue when your beer's as cold as the Rockies? You be the judge. Frost brewed Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer.
I got to be honest with you, I've done enough run plays to last a lifetime on Chalk Talk this year, but that's what happens when Marshawn Lynch goes crazy in beast mode all season long. So let's take a look at the touchdown pass that T-Jack had to Doug Baldwin. And there's some good football to talk within here. There's some good football on the Seahawks end, the execution and the play call. There's also some really bad football from a particular nickelback that's going to show you the problem when you have backups to backups to backups to backups to backups playing as they've got in their secondary in St. Louis. So first thing to notice here with the Seahawks, they're going to get into their one tight end, one back, so 11 personnel with 3 wideouts on the field. And you'll notice the first move that they make is you're going to see Zach Miller do one of these oop-de-oops here. Okay, we call that a yo-yo motion. Why is the tight end's name in most football and most offenses? Yo-yo is his motion. And the reason you do that is St. Louis is a team that likes to, like a lot of teams, rock and roll their safeties to show which side those safeties are going to roll down to play their 3 deep coverage. And if Zach Miller goes to a 3-by-1, then it's going to change that call. So you're trying to, like we always talk about in poker, get that tell. Try to get that defense to tell you what they're going to do. So Zach Miller goes in his yo-yo motion and he comes back, and it declares for St. Louis as they rotate down into their 3 deep, 4 under coverage. And even though he's in press, he bails out. Okay, the safety's going to play a third, and the corner's going to play a third. That's why they call it, and they all have a third. That's why they call it 3 deep. And then you've got 4 defenders underneath with the strong safety coming down. These 4 defenders have that whole intermediate zone to cover. 3 deep, 4 under, and they're going to rush their front 4. So the first thing you notice is that yo-yo motion, and what it does is it helps clear the picture for T-Jack at what's coming. He knows, depending on the different looks they have, if that safety comes over the nickel, well, you could have the nickel pressure off the edge and a 4-man look that way. He knows right away, and there's a great picture on TV that shows you and really declares the whole picture for Tarvaris, knowing it's 4 under, 3 deep. Secondly, on the play fake here, and 4 sets in, beast mode isn't, so they run a little play fake. Give a lot of credit to Justin Forsett. A lot of times these backs, if they don't know what they're doing, they will hesitate, and that's the worst thing you can do. After your play fake and you see zone, as Forsett does, get right out in your route. Don't hesitate. Make sure you want to continue to clear up that picture, and he plays a critical element in the spacing of this route. So they're going to run a little post element and eventually get Baldwin on a little corner element. But Forsett's ability to see his protection, see its zone, and get out into his route and really create that ideal spacing, and that's the number 2 part. When you're attacking zone coverage, just like in basketball, and you hear basketball terminology all the time, spacing, spacing, spacing. When you're playing a 2-3 zone in basketball, right, you need all your guys spaced appropriately to attack that zone. Well, Forsett's ability to get out in his route, to get out into that flat, to attract the linebackers, and really to attract this nickelback, that spacing is perfect. And Doug Baldwin, when I watch his routes, I think the best word to describe him is nifty. He just has, like Bobby Ingram had, he just has a feel, and for a rookie, it's so impressive of what's going on around him. And as you watch his route, he outside releases on the nickelback, but then he dips just a little bit. He says he even slips a little bit, and in slipping creates all of this room for T-Jack to make a very easy throw to, and then break it off to the corner and ultimately make the play. So number 3, it's Baldwin's niftiness. It's his feel for that zone. And as I said earlier, it's this nickelback who's the backup to the backup to the backup to the backup there in St. Louis that's completely lost. He doesn't have a sense of the route combination. He doesn't turn and peek in the zone. He is just lost in space. As Forsett's coming at him, Baldwin can feel all this space for T-Jack to deliver. And on all 3 levels, you get the yo-yo, you get the picture, you get the spacing, you get the nifty little route between quarterback and receiver, and you get a rare touchdown pass from your Seattle Seahawks.